Hello and welcome to English 1314. My name is Alex. I am 25 years old. And this is not only a story about English, it is a story about change. 1 year ago, I felt lost. I scrolled on my phone for hours every day. I watched jokes, gossip, short videos, and drama. I smiled for 1 second and then I forgot. I wanted English, but each time I tried, I stopped. I bought a book and read 10 pages, then put it away. I installed an app and deleted it after 3 days. I watched fast videos in English and could not catch the words. When someone asked me, "Can you speak English?" I froze. I felt small during job interviews. I was silent in meetings. My world was moving fast and I felt slow. Then something simple hit me. A tool is not good or bad by itself. It depends on how you use it. Social media can waste your time, but it can also build your skills. It is like a mirror. It shows your choices. You can scroll for 3 hours and feel empty, or you can scroll for 3 hours and grow. That idea changed me. I understood that English is not just a school subject. It is a key. It opens doors to people, jobs, ideas, and freedom. You can be smart and creative, but if you cannot express yourself, your ideas stay inside your head. I was not rich. I could not travel to an English-speaking country. I had no native speakers near me. So I asked myself, what do I have? The answer was clear. I had a phone, internet, and time. I promised myself that I would use these tools with purpose. I would not run away from social media. I would turn it into my teacher. I started, and step by step I changed. Now I can speak more fluently. I can share my thoughts with calm and with power. I can join meetings, pass interviews, and have real conversations with people from many places. I did not do this with expensive classes. I did it with simple habits. In this long video story, I want to guide you through my journey. I will explain how I used Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and AI to move from fear to fluency. I will not give fake tricks. I will not use hard words. I will show my real path so that you can walk with me. At the end of this story, you will not only know methods. You will feel ready. You will feel clear. You will feel that English can be your daily life. English is not only a skill, it is a lifestyle. The world listens to the person who can speak it. Let me share the steps I used and the steps you can use too. First, I cleaned the noise and rebuilt my feed. I used to open my phone and scroll and scroll. After that, I felt empty. My feed was full of random clips, dancing, fake arguments, people showing money, and jokes I forgot in 10 minutes. One night, I was in bed with my phone and I felt a tight chest. I was not sad about one thing. I was disappointed in myself. It felt like my day was stolen from me. It felt like time was falling through my fingers and I did nothing. That night, I decided to act. If I open my apps many times a day, at least they must teach me something. The next morning, I opened Instagram and started unfollowing. I removed pages that did not help me grow. I muted friends who posted only selfies and drama. I left news pages that were full of fear. I was not rude. I was honest with my future. Then I rebuilt my feed like it was my classroom. I did not look only for big lessons. I looked for clarity, simple language, and real people. Soon my timeline became a stream of useful English. I saw short captions, clear quotes, gentle thoughts, and friendly conversations. I read sentences like, "You can start small today," and I said them out loud. I read lines like, "Protect your peace and continue," and I learned a new way to use simple words. I repeated short phrases many times. You can learn, Keep going, try again. My brain was listening even when I did not notice. Because I met those sentences again and again, they became part of my thinking. After 2 weeks of only English on my feed, I noticed a big change. I read faster, I understood more. Sometimes I even thought in English for a moment. When your thinking changes, your speaking follows. Second, I watched short videos with subtitles, but I did not watch passively. I studied them. One day I sat in a small cafe with a warm drink. I saw a 15-second clip where a speaker said, "It does not matter if you go slowly. Keep going." At first I did not catch every word. I replayed it. I turned on subtitles. I read the line again. Then it touched me. That was real English and real power. It was not a textbook. It was a moment. From that day, I set a rule. Every short video I watch in English, I will watch at least 3 times with subtitles. Here is my method. Find a short clip. Watch once. Watch again with subtitles. Pause between sentences. Repeat the lines out loud, like the voice is yours. Notice the feeling. Ask, "Can I use this line in real life?" Save it in a folder called Learn. This small habit helped a lot. I saw a line, "I am tired, but I will not quit." I said it many times. Later, when I felt low, those words came out of my mouth by themselves. Not because I forced my brain, but because I lived with the words. Another time I saw, "Your future self is looking at you." I put the phone down and thought about my choices. English was not only grammar anymore, it was a tool to understand life. Third, I wrote comments in English every day. I used to be scared to write even one sentence. I typed a comment and then deleted it. I felt like people would judge me. Then I read a short idea. If your first English sentence does not feel a little awkward, you waited too long to start. I felt that. I promised to post 1 comment a day. The next morning I wrote under a simple post, "I needed this today. Thank you." It was small, but it felt like I climbed a mountain. The writer replied, "You are welcome. Stay strong." That small reply gave me confidence. I kept going. Each day I posted a short and honest line. This quote helped me. "I am learning English. Can someone explain this word, please?" Every comment was a tiny practice session. I built sentences without fear. I joined the public conversation. 1 real sentence in public gave me more growth than 100 fake sentences in a book. After 30 days, I had over 30 comments. They were not perfect, they were real, and each one made me brave. Fourth, I changed my phone language to English. It rewired my brain. One day my phone asked, "Allow access to photos and media?" Before I saw that in my first language. Now I saw it in English. I read each word. I said them out loud. Then I changed the whole phone. Menus, notes, notifications, settings, calendar, alarm. At first I was afraid. What if I cannot find things? But the fear was short. After 2 days my eyes were trained. In settings I read battery, notifications, permissions, storage, app info. In messages I read new message, call declined, mark as read. I learned real-life words, not from a long list, but from my life. Mute chat, snooze alarm, clear cache. I did not need to translate in my head like before. Because my phone spoke English to me all day, my brain started to think in English more often. It felt natural, like English was the air around me. How many times do you open your phone each day? Many times. That means many short English lessons. Do not only study English. Live inside it. Let your phone become your teacher. Fifth, I practiced speaking with stories and voice notes, even when I was alone. People asked me, "Can you speak now?" I had words in my mind, but my mouth did not move. Speaking is different from learning. No one told me how to start speaking without a partner. So I made a small game. I called it the story game. Every day I chose one simple topic from my life, like a memory, a task, a dream, or a feeling. I spoke about it in English and I recorded it with the voice recorder app. One day I said, "Hello. Today I will talk about the first time I cooked alone." I was 16. I tried to make an omelet, but I broke the egg badly and made a mess. I laughed at my mistakes, but I heard my own voice in English for the first time. That 1 minute gave me more progress than 1 hour of silent reading. I kept going. I recorded what I did today, what I want to do this year, a book I read, why I felt sad, what I saw outside, a dream I had. Some recordings were 30 seconds, some were 5 minutes. My fear got smaller. My words started to flow. My tongue stopped freezing. I did not try to be perfect. I tried to be honest. Each voice note was a mirror. I heard my speed. I noticed mistakes. I saw patterns. I improved. Sixth, I built a private English world on my phone and visited it every day. I made a folder called My English World. Inside, I kept notes with 1 sentence a day, screenshots of good captions, a list of words to try later, short diary lines, and my voice notes. It felt personal. It was a safe place. It was not for school. It was for me. I set my lock screen to a simple English line like, "Keep moving with calm or practice makes strong habits." Every time I saw my screen, I remembered my mission. I followed few peaceful English pages and turned on notifications. I wanted my screen to show clarity and courage, not stress. I practiced reading those lines out loud with rhythm and feeling. I even changed my keyboard to English only for a while. It was slower at first, but later it became natural. I stopped switching back and forth. English became my default. Each small step added up. My phone became a quiet classroom with no teacher, no test, and no fear, only my dream. Seventh, I joined global English groups and spoke with strangers. I felt safe alone, but I also felt lonely. I needed real people. One night I searched for English learner groups on Facebook. I saw many of them. People from many countries were asking questions, helping, and practicing. I joined a few. At first, I only watched. I read questions like, "What is the difference between say and tell?" and "Please correct my sentence." I learned from real mistakes and kind answers. After 2 days, I posted my first question. "Hi everyone, I am practicing alone. What helps you to speak?" People from many countries replied. They said, "Talk to yourself, read out loud, try shadowing, do small talks." The comments ended with kind wishes. "Keep going, do not quit." I felt part of a family. I started to help others too. I corrected gently. I shared my doubts. I posted short audio clips and asked for tips. People responded with support. Language is about connection. Helping others helped me. Eighth, I used AI as a private speaking coach. I could not pay for a teacher, and there were no fluent speakers near me. I opened a chat with an AI tool and said, "Hello, can we talk like normal people?" It replied, "Of course. How was your day?" I wrote back. The AI corrected small mistakes softly. It felt safe. I asked to practice real situations. I said, "Pretend we are in a job interview. You ask questions." It asked, "Tell me about yourself." I got nervous, but I tried. The AI showed me better sentences. It was like a class, but friendly. I asked for role plays at a cafe, at an airport, at a hotel, on a video call. I asked for 5 questions about travel. I asked for a vocabulary game. The tool said sure each time. On days when I felt sad, I typed, "I think I will never speak well." The AI encouraged me and reminded me of progress. Consistency is more important than talent. A little practice every day builds a big result. That message kept me going. AI became a mirror, a coach, and a friend. Ninth, I started a simple life journal in English and found a new voice. One night after a long day, I did not want to speak. I wanted to write. I opened notes and typed. Today, I felt slow, but I learned one new sentence. Tomorrow, I will try again. It gave me peace. I began to write often, not every day, but when I needed to talk to myself. I wrote about a small fight, a big dream, a moment of pride, a walk in the rain, a plan for next week. It was not perfect, it was honest. Writing helped me think clearly. Clear thinking helped me speak clearly. The language became my friend. It stopped feeling like a wall, it became a bridge. 10th, I used English to help other people, and that changed my reason for learning. At first, I studied for myself, for a better job and more confidence. Then someone messaged me from a group. They said, "I am scared to speak. Can we talk?" We chatted. I said, "You are not behind. You are growing in a quiet way. When you bloom, it will be beautiful." They sent a voice note with tears. I realized my pain could light the way for someone else. I began to share short posts online like, "Use the English you have today. Courage grows fast. Broken sentences still carry true messages." People wrote back and said thank you. Some started their first comment or their first voice note because of my words. That gave my learning a new meaning. Now, after 1 year, my life looks different. I got interview calls from other countries. I joined communities and made friends from many places. I spoke in a live session in front of many people, and I did not panic. I helped 3 new learners begin their path. Most of all, when I look in the mirror, I like who I am becoming. I keep going. I keep growing. English did not only give me words, it gave me freedom and a new identity. If you feel behind, if you feel shy about your broken English, if you think you will never get there, hear me, you can. Not by magic and not overnight. You can do it with small steps each day. Use your phone with purpose. Say your truth even if your voice shakes. Write your worry in English. Help one person. Do not stop believing in yourself. Your voice matters, and the world wants to hear it. When you speak in English, you do not only speak in a new language. You speak to the world, "This is my story. It is not perfect, but it is real." If you walk with me step by step, one day you will say, "English changed how I talk, and it also changed who I am." Do not stop here. Start today. Use social media with intention. Speak, write, and grow, even if it feels slow. Treat short videos like vitamins for your brain. Study the subtitles. Repeat the rhythm. Feel the language. Save the ones that touch your heart. Practice 10 to 15 minutes a day. You will recognize more phrases. Your sentences will become smoother. Your confidence will rise without pressure. The more you hear real English, the more natural it becomes inside you. To help you even more, I want to share extra tips that made a big difference for me. I set small goals called micro wins. For example, one week I focused on giving 5 simple compliments in English, like, "Nice work, good idea, I like your style." That helped me, "Thank you for sharing." I practiced these lines again and again until they felt natural. The next week I focused on asking basic questions like, "How was your day? What do you enjoy? Where did you learn that? When do you practice? Why do you like this? Small goals kept my energy high. I also used a timer. I did short focus blocks of 10 minutes. During a block, I did one task only, such as shadow one video or write one comment. A timer made me calm. I learned to shadow, which means to listen and speak at the same time. I chose slow videos and repeated after the speaker. I matched the stress and the pause. It felt strange at first, but it trained my mouth. I learned to read out loud for 5 minutes a day. Reading out loud is simple, but it helps a lot with rhythm and confidence. I made a word deck with simple cards. On one side, I wrote a short phrase like take a break or make a plan. On the other side, I wrote an example sentence. I looked at 5 cards each day. But I did not only collect words. I tried to use them in a comment or a voice note the same day. Use it or lose it, I told myself. I learned to celebrate tiny wins. I said, "Good job" to myself after a 1-minute voice note. I smiled after one kind comment. I clapped for myself after one day of clean scrolling. Small celebrations made me want to continue. I also made rules for rest. Rest is not quitting. Rest is fuel. I took one day each week with light practice only. That kept my mind fresh. I changed my environment. I put sticky notes with simple English lines on my desk and on my mirror. Drink water. Breathe slowly. Do your 10 minutes. These notes made me move without thinking too much. I also kept my phone in a different room for 1 hour a day, so that when I did come back to it, I could use it with more care. I practiced real-life English with my own tasks. When I cooked, I named the steps. Wash the rice. Cut the onion. Heat the pan. When I cleaned my room, I said, fold the clothes. Wipe the table. Empty the trash. When I planned my day, I said, write my to-do list. Send the email. Call my friend. This simple habit turned my home into a place for practice. I learned to ask better questions to get better answers in groups and with AI. Good questions at the B1 level are simple and clear. For example, what is the difference between must and have to in daily use? Can you give me 3 easy sentences? Where is the stress in this phrase? When I asked like this, people could help me fast. I built a small morning routine. After waking up, I read one short quote out loud. I wrote one sentence in my journal, and I listened to 1 minute of a podcast. The whole routine took 5 to 10 minutes. It was easy to keep. It set the tone for my day. At night, I did a tiny review. I asked, what did I learn today? What will I try tomorrow? Sometimes I made my practice fun with small games. I played the alphabet game. I chose a topic like food and said apple, bread, coffee, dumplings, eggs, and so on. I also played a 5-object description game. I took a look at 5 things on my table and described each one with 2 simple sentences. The pen is black. It is smooth to hold. Another game was the 60-second story. I set a timer for 1 minute and told a small story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. For example, today my bus was late. I decided to walk. I met a neighbor and we talked. I arrived happy. These games built fluency without stress. I prepared for common speaking moments. For job interviews, I wrote simple answers to, tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What is a challenge you faced? I practiced them like lines in a play. For travel, I learned lines for check-in, for ordering food, and for asking directions. For online meetings, I prepared small phrases like, could you repeat that? I agree with that point. Let me share my screen. I practiced pronunciation slowly. I used my phone recorder and repeated pairs like ship and sheep, live and leave, full and fool. I smiled while speaking. because a small smile helps vowel sounds. I watched my mouth in a mirror to see the shape for then V. I did not try to fix everything in one day. I focused on 1 or 2 sounds each week. I learned to give and receive feedback. When someone corrected me, I said, "Thank you for the help." I wrote the correction in my notes and tried to use it the same day. When I helped someone else, I was kind and clear. I wrote, "Maybe try this," or "Here is a simple way to say it." Being kind keeps the community strong. I also learned when to stop scrolling. If I felt my eyes were tired and my heart felt heavy, I took a break. I stood up, drank water, and walked a little. Then I came back with a plan. Scroll with a list, not with fear. My list said, watch 2 useful clips, write 1 comment, save 1 phrase, record 1 minute. After I finished my list, I closed the apps. Some days were hard. I felt stuck. On those days, I used a restart plan. I went back to the basics. I cleaned my feed again. I watched 1 slow clip with subtitles. I posted 1 short comment. I recorded 1 minute about my day. I wrote 1 line in my journal. That simple reset always worked. It reminded me that progress is a path, not a race. I learned to connect English with my bigger dreams. I asked myself, how will English help my future family, my work, my travel, my ideas? I imagined new doors opening. I imagined helping people in other countries. I imagined learning new skills online. These pictures in my mind gave me energy. Motivation grows when you can see the reason. I also learned to forgive myself. If I missed a day, I did not quit. I said, begin again. If I made a mistake in public, I did not hide. I said, thank you for the correction. I am learning. People respected that. Many people are kind when you show effort. Your courage can invite their kindness. Step by step, habit by habit, my English became part of my life. It moved from my screen into my mouth, into my notebook, into my work, and into my friendships. This can happen for you too. You do not need perfect tools. You need simple steps done again and again. Clean your feed. Watch with subtitles. Comment daily. Change your phone language. Record your voice. Build your English world. Join a group. Use AI. Write your truth. Help others. Celebrate tiny wins. Rest with care. Begin again. And now, before we finish, let us make a tiny plan together that you can start today. Plan for the next 7 days. Day 1. Clean your feed for 15 minutes and follow 5 good pages. Day 2. Watch 3 short videos with subtitles and repeat the best lines 10 times. Day 3. Write 1 public comment and save 1 new phrase. Day 4. Change your phone language to English and keep it for the whole week. Day 5. Record a 1-minute story about your day and listen to it once. Day 6. Join 1 learner group and post 1 friendly question to start a talk. Day 7. Open your notes and write 5 honest sentences about your week in English. After a week, review. Ask, which habit felt easy? Which one gave the biggest result? What will I keep next week? Adjust your plan and repeat. The map is simple. The road is yours. And remember, your plan does not need to look like anyone else's plan. It must fit your life. Small steps that you can repeat beat big steps that you stop. Let me end with a picture in your mind. Imagine a door in front of you. Behind the door there are people you want to meet, jobs you want to try, stories you want to hear, and places you want to see. The key to that door is in your hand. The key is your daily practice. Turn the key, open the door, walk forward. Speak, even if you feel shy. Write, even if your hand shakes a little. Listen, even if you do not understand every word. Each day the door will open more. One day you will look back at your first comments, your first recordings, your first small posts, and you will smile. You will see how far you came with simple habits. You will say, "My English is not perfect, but my message is strong." And then you will help someone else start. That is how this journey grows. We rise together. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this long story. If this helped you, keep it close. Save it. Share it with a friend who needs courage. Start your 7-day plan today. Keep your phone as your teacher and your friend. Keep your heart open to learning. Keep your feet moving, one small step at a time. Subscribe for more simple stories, clear guidance, and real practice. This is a family that grows together. See you in the next video, and remember, your English is your power. Use it with care, use it with joy, and keep going with English 1314.